And I've got a buddy that's going to be going down to the great state of Tennessee to Cherokee Lake doing some smallmouth fishing coming up here over Christmas break. And he was wanting me to time up some of the patterns that I've had luck with over the many years I've been fishing. And we're going to be starting out with this one right here. I'll be going over everything that you need to tie some of these up for yourself. Guys, I suggest you to try this right here. I don't think you'll be disappointed in it. 6-pound test, pair it with that. This little 1/16 ounce jig head with on its #1 sickle hook. Deadly combination. So let's tie up this little winter smallmouth pattern. Okay, let's get this little jig tied up here. 16th ounce jig head, #1 sickle hook. Excellent, excellent combination there. We're using a red thread today. We're going to run this all the way back to where that hook bends. It starts curving down. We're going to run back up about 1/4 of a way up from the barb of the hook. And then the first thing that we're going to be adding is some feathers. This is just white feathers, as you can see here. I took my black permanent marker and colored them, let them dry. Works awesome. And that's what we're going to be adding. We're going to be throwing off 2 kicker feathers off the back of this little wintertime smallmouth jig. And I want these to come back about 1.5 inches off the back of the main bend of the hook. So we'll get him measured up here. And then we're going to take these and we want the dark side to be flipped over. So the bottom up when tying this jig. And that's because when you got it tied on, you want that black to be shown. We're going to curve around here to kick him off to the side. And then we're just going to go right ahead and repeat on the other side with another. Then we're just going to make some tight wraps right up to back behind that jig head. And then we're going to work our way right back down. And then right up. We're going to build this part up right here, up the shank of that hook. Now the next thing I'm going to do, smallmouth jig, crazy glue or UV resin, whichever one you got. Add you just a little bit right down that top of that shank. Tap it in with your fingers. And then hit it with a UV light if you're using UV resin. And that's just going to lock all that in and secure those feathers nicely right there. Now the next thing that we're going to be adding, this is called Black Rainbow. This has got purples in it, golds, a little bit of blue, and it really puts off some nice splash in the water. And we're just going to add a pinch to the back of this. We don't want a whole lot of flash, but just a tad, just something to catch their eyes. And we want this to come right down about 1/4 of a way down on those 2 feathers that we got in there. And it doesn't take, like I was saying, very little. You don't want a whole lot on a little tie like this. So we'll go ahead and get this cut out. And then we're going to lay it right between those 2 feathers that we've got there. And then we're going to push him down, put him right over top around the shank of that hook, where to wrap all the way around. And then start just giving him some loose ties there, pushing him around. There we go. That's what we're looking for right there. And then we're just going to go ahead and get this locked in as well. And run right back up to the back of the jig head. That's looking pretty doggone good right there. Okay guys, the next thing that we're going to be adding, some black synthetic hair that we got right here. I absolutely love this. 1/32 all the way up to 1/8 ounce. Smallmouth, crappie, bluegill jigs, trout. I love going with this instead of bucktail. I love the traditional bucktail, but this just looks amazing in the water, and it comes alive when you're down there swimming a jig, bouncing the jig off the bottom. It's just got a better action in the water than bucktail. So what I usually do is just fold it back. You can see how that hair stands up. I'll get a section that I want, and it's not going to take much at all. And then I'll just twist it and then cut it and then clean it up, and we're ready to go. There we go. Right there's about what we're looking for. It may just need to be cut just a little bit more. I don't want it to go back that far. I want it to go back just barely past the bend of the hook on this little small jig tie that we're doing here. That should do it. Then we're going to lay it right behind that jig head. We're going to give him a couple of loose wraps, and then we're going to push forward while working that around the shank of that hook. We want it to go all the way around on this little tie right here for those winter smallmouth. Check him out here. Make sure he's all the way around. There's no shank showing of the hook on the bottom. And then we're going to go ahead and just give some nice tight wraps here with this red thread. I love red and black. That's looking great right there. Now the next thing we're going to be adding on this is some red and black flashing. Now we're just going to go with 2 strands of this. We don't want a whole lot. So 2 strands will get the job done. On a small tie like this, we just want a little bit of that red and black. Cut here, you want to make sure that both are even, squared away with each other. We're going to turn our jig to the side, and we want this to go right back to right where that synthetic hair ends there. Lay it right on side of that collar. Give him a couple of turns. Like just cutting it, going around to the other side, and just repeating the process right on the other side. Just like right on the side, just like we did the other one. A couple of turns, locking him in there. We'll get rid of the excess here. Get him flipped back over. And then pinch everything together, and then build this collar up. Now on a smallmouth jig such as this right here, when I'm whip finishing, I like going 5 and 5. Seat that one in, and then we'll do 5 more turns, and we got him. And then last but not least, we're going to hit him with the UV resin. And I like putting a lot on a tie like this right here. Besides locking in all of that collar, it also gives it a nice shiny look. This clear UV resin. If you don't have it, Crazy Glue works great. I've used it many years along with Sally Hansen, and I never had a problem with either one of them. But with UV resin, you get that shiny look, that gloss look. Plus, when you hit it with that UV light, it's going to lock that in, and you will not have to worry about it, that thread getting damaged. Well guys, there you go. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to tie them up about 4 more of these and a couple more patterns, and I will be bringing videos about those as well. If you like this, give us a thumbs up, guys. That helps our little channel out. Subscribe. Hit that notification bell, and that way you'll be notified when we upload right here at Gills and Gills. Hey, we're growing each and every day, and it's all because of you all out there, and we much, much appreciate each and every one of you all. And guys, until next time, stay safe out there on the water. Give this little pattern a try if you're a smallmouth fisherman and you love fishing for them during the winter. And we'll see you right back here in the next one. Today, we're tying up a little killer wintertime smallmouth pattern for for those old cold water bronzebacks. Hey, I've caught them on this pattern right here year round, whether I'm fishing rivers and lakes,